we are going to take some interview from foreigners.
And our topic is about death penalty.
Let's go! Yes, I am from Turkey. Oh. Far.
Yes.
I am from Portugal.
So you're here to
Visit.
just to visit.
Just to visit.
How many days?
3 days.
Oh, just come 3 days or for 3 days?
For 3 days. We just arrived yesterday.
And so we're our topic is death penalty. Okay, and so how do you think about death penalty?
We're against it. We're against it.
Against it.
There's no death penalty in Europe. And we're against it. Penalty totally.
No way.
No death
No
penalty.
way. Yeah.
Can you tell us why?
Because people get killed.
Yeah, because nobody has the right to kill another person. Nobody.
But I'm for the death penalty.
Why?
Because you can put a person into jail and he may get out of jail. But what if he kills again? What if he's a murderer and then he kills again when he got out of jail?
What if he's not a murderer and he doesn't kill again?
Yes.
You already know. You don't. When you put him in jail, you don't know A, if he gets out of jail, and B, if he's going to kill somebody. But if you kill him, there's no way he's dead. You know.
Because there are so many cases.
In my country, there's not even life in prison. The maximum prison sentence you can get is 20 years. In a modern, safe penal system, nobody gets out of jail. It's very, very difficult. And if you get out of jail, in 2 days they get you back in jail. It's in the maximum security prison, nobody gets out of jail. Never.
Normally.
And if you cannot be sure that the courts don't make a mistake. You may be 99% sure, but you cannot be sure. It happens all the time, especially in mainland China. They found out they put somebody in jail 20 years ago, and now they found out it's innocent because somebody else confesses, and then they have to take them out of jail and then pay some sort of compensation.
Yeah,
And if you commit a crime, say a murder, a horrible murder, mass murder, children, whatever, and you put in jail for, imagine you are 30 years old, you commit a murder, you put in jail. You spend 30 years there. When you come out, you're a very, very different person. Jail is not good. I've never been there, but I assume some people could even say that putting a person in jail for 30 years, it's even worse than killing them. Because if you're dead, it's over. But to stay in jail every day, all day for 30 years, it's horrible. When you get out of there, your brain, your health, nothing works better anymore. You can't do any harm anymore. It's really a horrible thing to have.
But in Taiwan, someone who put in jail can come out for
Just pay money or
yes.
Oh, but then you have to question the system, the security system. It's not about death penalty.
That's not good. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what happens normally, depending on the type of crime you commit and what time in jail you have, after a certain time, if you behave, they can commute the sentence and you have, like, say, 10 years for robbing a bank. After 5 years, if you behave well in prison, then you can have your sentence commuted, and for 5 years you have to report to the court every 6 months or so, and you spend the rest of the time outside. Of course, if you commit another crime, then you go back to jail and do those 5 years plus whatever else the court sentences you to. But for like major violent crime like murders, I don't think you can commute. In most countries, you cannot commute. And in most countries, certainly you cannot pay to commute. What you have is for some petty things, for instance, tax fraud. You have a company, you don't pay your taxes. You can be sentenced to 6 months in jail or pay $100,000. But that's something because it's an economic crime. It's just the money that's in question. So instead of going to jail, you pay some money, it's okay. But if it's crimes against people, or violent crimes, you cannot pay yourself. You shouldn't be able to pay yourself out of jail.
But when you stay in jail, you need food and those things, and that money comes from people who pay tax.
Yes.
But there are some people who need that money more than the criminals.
It's not the criminals that get the money; it's the society for keeping them in prison.
For their own sake.
If you sentence somebody to if there's a death penalty in a country where there's rule of law, it takes a long time to sentence people to death because there's appeals and you have to go to the Supreme Court, and the whole process takes months, sometimes years, and it costs more than having the person in jail and just giving him a sandwich or two there. Because lawyers have to get paid, the court has to be taken into session, the judge has to be there, the judge makes money. If they're doing that, he's not there doing something else. Economically, it doesn't make sense to have the death penalty. The Americans, they do a lot of death penalty, and they have like lots of research. If you Google research on this, about how much it costs to sentence a person to death, or how much it costs to keep it in jail, there's abundant literature to the effect that it's better to keep them in jail.
If your close friend will murder and will you think that putting him in jail can make you feel
If my
Or
friend,
if he's that, I think it's, I mean, whether he's your best friend or someone from your family or a regular person, it doesn't make any big difference, I think, because I believe nobody has the right to kill another person, so
for self-defense, you can have the right to kill another person. But the state, the law of the state should not be allowed for people to be killed. If my best friend was killed, maybe I would want to kill the person who killed him. But then I couldn't be the judge in that case. That's why they have a judge separate.
Exactly.
So he has not emotionally involved.
yeah.
Emotional involvement is not a good judge
right.
for anything.
It's just your feeling. It's human being is normal, but it's a different thing to judge someone.
May I ask you a question? You're studying law?
so
Accounting.
if
Okay.
the murderer comes out from jail for about 30 or 50 years, will you forgive him for murdering your friend?
Ask me in 50 years.
Probably. I mean, if like I would feel forever not forgiving him, but
You never know.
yeah.
With time, I hope people can make it forgive
Plus-
even the most horrible things.
Plus, during the time he sits in the jail, I think he would be punished enough. So it's not about me forgiving or not forgiving.
Well, you caught us at breakfast time with such a heavy
Sorry.
matter.
Question.
We have to improvise. It's really hard.
Any questions?
Okay,
That's the end of my question.
yeah, thank you.
No. Nice talking to
You're
you.
welcome.
Nice talking to you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
We are from Suzhou University.
Oh, okay.
And we are going to do some interview with you.
Oh, okay.
And where are you from?
Australia.
Australia. And is there any death penalty in your country?
No.
No. And but in Taiwan there are death penalty in our country. And
Oh, really?
yes, and some people. Yes.
Some people want to abolish it.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about?
What's it for?
This is homework for
I mean, like, what's the death penalty for? What kind of crimes can you get? death-
murderer.
Murder. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea for a murderer. Yeah.
To abandon,
No, to keep it
to keep.
for murderer. I think it's important. Yeah.
So you agree with that?
For murderer. Yeah.
So you think they should, the judge should judge him for death?
Depends. I think. Like if accidental death, like a car accident, then no. But if you go into someone's house and kill them, yeah, I think you should. Yeah, should keep the death penalty. Yeah.
But why can people judge someone to die?
Yeah.
Because we are not a god, and
That's true.
can decide whether he should die or not.
Yeah.
Even if he
Actually, maybe it's more punishment to keep them alive. Yeah, maybe jail would be better punishment. Hey, it's an interesting conversation. Yeah.
so
We're thinking that the country says we can't kill people, but executing death penalty is like they're using the name of justice to execute.
Oh, to do it? Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? Yeah. I haven't thought very much about this before, but yeah. Interesting one. Yeah. Maybe it needs some more conversation to hear different sides of the argument. What do you guys think?
because we have interviewed a lot of foreigners, and
Oh, okay.
we thought that maybe we should abandon because in other countries when prisoners go to jail and
Yeah.
for about 30 or 40 years, and
Yeah.
they got to change their mind, and
They get an opportunity to change.
yes,
Yeah.
but in Taiwan they can commute their sentence to come out.
Oh,
Yeah, they can come out for about 10 years. If your sentence is 30 years, then you can come out for about 10 years.
oh, right.
Yes, and
So you,
they get to do something bad again.
oh, okay. Yeah, get
Very-
back to society.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are death penalty in Taiwan, but
Yeah.
we think
Maybe it's a bit harsh, eh?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they should be given the opportunity to redeem themselves. Interesting one.
We asked them that we think we need a lot of money to keep them alive in the jail, like
Yeah, true.
but they said that to judge them to death, they need the jury, and that costs more than a long time.
Or maybe they can force them to do some work in jail to repay society. That would be an interesting one. If maybe factories can pay for their labour in jail to cover their cost of imprisonment. Yeah.
So you think they can do some jobs in the jail?
Yeah.
to-
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Maybe set up a factory in the jail and they can work there. And factories can get cheap labour from people in the jail. And the government gets money from their work to cover their living expenses. Yeah, that's a good idea.
to benefit the society.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
it.
Yes,
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Okay, so our topic is about death penalty,
Okay, death penalty.
and we're from,
The U.S.
and do you have death penalty in your country?
Yes, although it's different by state, so it depends on which state you're in.
Oh, great. And in Taiwan, we have death penalty, and there are some people that want to abolish it. And what do you think about it?
I have very mixed opinions on the death penalty. Actually, I don't support it, but I don't unsupport it either. I think in some cases it is more practical. If you have a criminal who is not ever going to be able to be a productive member of society ever again, why should resources be wasted on them? But I also, on the other hand, don't believe that it's our job to play God and decide who lives and who dies. So I'm actually one of the people who's on the fence. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
So more defense, more on the opposing side.
I would say I'm kind of equal. I think it's a very slippery subject. It can go either way. Yeah.
So if you think a murderer, but he is productive to society, but he murdered some people, and should he sentenced to die? Or
For me, the reason that I would support the death penalty would be purely for practical reasons, not moral reasons for me. So I would say that if he is able to be support society in some way, I would say that it is not our job to decide that he deserves to die.
so So you think if he is not beneficial to society, so he might the judgment if the judge him to die, it is.
I would say that there's no point in keeping someone in solitary confinement for the rest of their life and spending food and resources on them. And actually, in my opinion, that's more cruel to keep someone in solitary confinement for life. But yeah.
So we think that we need a lot of money to support them food products to keep them alive in jail. But we interviewed some people and they said that spending money on the jury and they spend a lot of time.
That's true. That's true as well, yeah. I think it's a really hard subject. As I said, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it.
But if he is a benefit to society, but he is a murderer, and if he is not die, and he might comes out from jail for about 30 years after he get in jail, and he might murder someone else if he is not.
That is true, and for me that would come down to whether or not he can be rehabilitated in society. Right now, I think the jail system, at least within the US, is more geared towards punishing rather than maybe rehabilitating or fixing the problem. So I would say if there's a way that if someone murders someone to make sure that they might be able to change, then that's different. But I think it also depends on the degree of the murder. How violent was it? Under what circumstances? For me, I don't think it's good to say there should be or there shouldn't be a death penalty because there's so many other small little bits that go into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
France.
And is there death penalty in your country?
No.
We have death penalty in Taiwan, and some people want to ask you some question about death penalty. Do you agree with death penalty?
No, not at all.
Why?
Because death penalty is, for me, the government don't have the right to just take the life to people. Take the liberty is okay to go in jail, but to take the life is not okay because if some people are innocent, so they just die just because the justice make an error to make the judgment.
But some people think that if they go out of the jail, they will kill somebody again. What's your opinion?
If the jail system does the work well, I think it's not happen, but it depends on how long this person is in jail, and if the penalty in jail is okay, I think this person will not kill again.
Some people think that it will spend a lot if we
have to keep it in the jail.
for food or
Money.
How many cost of life? That's a very tricky question.
Yeah, because it costs a lot of money to keep someone in a jail, but a life doesn't have price. So.
Close friend of yours was killed, and then the murder on the street someday. Would you forgive him?
Hard question. What about you? Can you repeat the question?
If a close friend of yours was murdered and you met the murderer on the street someday, would you forgive him?
I think nobody can answer this question if you don't have lived this situation.
You need to be in this situation to understand. I think it's really hard. At the moment, if I have to answer you, I will say no. but I never lived this situation in this context, so I don't know.
Okay.
One question?
Yeah, just one. But he killed a person, but he just going to the jail. Some people think that it's not fair. What's your opinion?
I think if he goes in jail for the rest of his life, that's fair.
The period is important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm German, but I came from Korea because I stayed in Korea and just made a trip with some friends, Korean friends, to Taiwan.
And our topic is about death penalty.
Death penalty?
Is there death penalty in your country?
No, it's not.
Still have death penalty in Taiwan, and many people want to abolish it.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to know, do you agree with death penalty? Do you agree with death penalty?
No. It's not. So what's the use of killing somebody before they've done something wrong? So no use at all. And Germany is not a bad country, so we are not in need for death penalty, and I think it's against human rights.
What judgment would you replace with death penalty? What
So
judgment?
lifetime sentence to jail. So, but normally you can shorten from lifetime to 24 years, 25 years.
Many people think we have to spend many money to keep them in the jail. And in the jail, money is from people who pay tax.
But it's not just about money. So you can argue that it's expensive if you have to pay for somebody who has killed another person, for instance. But I think it's a kind of duty of society to keep up human rights, and maybe it costs something.
But some people afraid that if they go out of the jail, they will kill somebody again. What's your opinion?
How did you say it again?
Okay. Somebody will afraid that if they go out of the jail, they will kill somebody or hurt somebody again.
So, take a look at America. They have death penalty, and how many weird people are shooting around everywhere, killing people. So it's not a better country because of death penalty. It's like any other country. So not better, worse. I think death penalty doesn't avoid people from doing bad things. So,
But some people think that it's not fair because he killed a person, but he just going to the jail and can get free for
yes, I can understand. If you first think about, oh my God, he is killed another person, and I want revenge, but revenge is different from justice.
Okay, and thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice
you. Have a
day.
nice day.
Can you tell us?
Ask me.
So, where are you from?
I am from Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Do you have death penalty in your country?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
We abolished that many years ago. Several hundred years ago. Are you sure you don't want to step away from that guy? It might be difficult with the audio later. So this might be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we abolished death penalties many years ago. I think over 100 years ago now. So there's no death penalty in Denmark.
And in Taiwan, there is death penalty, but there are some people that want to abolish it. And what do you think about? Are you for death penalty or opposed?
That's a very difficult topic to touch upon on a metro station. But yeah, but no, I think you should abolish it.
Why?
Because every life matters, and I mean, even if you've taken a life, I still think it's wrong to execute someone. So yes, I think you should abolish it. But I mean, coming from Europe, it's difficult to have an opinion, you know, supporting death penalty, because no one in Europe has death penalty, so we're not really accustomed to what it's like to have death penalty in your country. So no, I think you should abolish it.
Okay, because we think that someone sentenced to death, some sentenced for a lifetime, they sometimes can get out of jail for about 10 or 20 years. And we think maybe they could hurt someone after they get out of jail again.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's true. There's always the risk that they might commit another crime. But there's also the chance that they turn into better people. So, yes. I mean, you never know, and people should be given a second chance. I do believe in that, so yeah, that's why I think you should. But, like, obviously, it's not good if the family of the victim, the family of the person that was killed, feels that the murderer should stay in jail. But I don't think, like in Denmark, for instance, since we don't have the death penalty, you cannot argue against it, so you can have a maximum penalty of 16 years, but then after that, the person has to be let go. And so it is also within people to forgive that person, which I think is nice because it's a cultural thing, you know, that you have to forgive someone. Do you have any more questions?
So, if your friends were murdered by a murderer,
yeah.
and will you forgive him for if he is if he sentenced him if he served his sentence for about 50 years and he comes out and you met him, will you forgive him for what he does?
Well, it's very difficult. There was a TV program in Denmark about that. Obviously not murderers meeting up with the victim families, but people who had like stolen stuff, like burglars, you know, who break into people's homes, steal stuff. They met up with the victims of the crime that they did, and in almost every case they were forgiven. So I think that over time you can learn to forgive someone. But it's a very difficult, as I said, it's a very difficult topic to sort of touch upon in the metro station. But I do think that 15 years or 20 years or 25 years, it's a long time to hold a grudge against someone. So hopefully you can find it within yourself to let it go. But obviously if it's someone really close to you, if it's your mother or your grandmother or someone, it's very, very difficult to sort of move past that. So I can understand what you mean by trying to forgive someone who's done something unforgivable. So yes, it's a very difficult topic, but I still do believe that death penalty is not necessarily something which will bring a lot of value to the people who's been victimized as well. Because if your mother was killed and the person that killed her was also killed, like how does that make you feel? Like what joy does it bring to you? I mean, obviously he's still taking a penalty which has been agreed upon by society by staying 15, 20 years in jail. His life is ruined anyway. So what more, like, what comes of it? Like, if he's killed, what extra does it give, you know? Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. No worries. Excuse me, I dropped this.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too, boys. See ya.